What's up, y'all? You already know this your Rockstar Wicked Witch. Aaron. Yo, it's so many people out there that have stories about you, even your own family. Let's get into the videos.
I know Aaron because he is my brother-in-law. He's married to my oldest sister, Heather. He came to live with us when my sister Heather was pregnant, and I was...
Did she say he came to live with us? You talking about how you got all of this money, and she's saying here talking about when he came to live with us. Stop playing, man.
16 when they came to live with us, and he was somewhat nice in the beginning. They lived with us.
He's nice.
About a year, I think.
He's real nice.
And he just slowly started having moments where he would snap, such as like he was living there rent-free. He would just leave dishes in the sink, mess around the house, and my dad got upset.
Yo, how you living rent-free, leaving dishes everywhere, and you got a problem? Yo. Yo, this dude is wow. But not to me. You know what up.
Because he was 70, working, supporting everybody, and Aaron went and started cursing and screaming and yelling at my dad, backed him up into a wall, screaming like
this dude like
inches from his
backing
face.
People up to a wall.
And I went over and I was like, don't talk to my dad like that. And he then got in my face and tried to back me up into a wall, and I just walked away and went upstairs, and he continued screaming and yelling at me. Heather was pregnant, and she was probably like 6-7 months pregnant at this time. He didn't have a job. She didn't have a job. They were trying to she didn't know how to pay for having her baby.
First of all, nobody is gonna hire someone like him. Who's gonna hire him? Yo.
So she went out and got a job, and he stayed home playing Xbox all day while
playing Xbox. Probably don't even know how to play games.
To have her baby.
Can imagine how mad he get when he loses.
Actually was nannying for Heather and Aaron for each of their kids, each of their 3 kids, from basically birth up until they were 5, 6, 7. And so I was around them a lot, and I would see how Aaron treated his family, treated his wife. He was rarely ever, if ever, kind to Heather or his kids. Almost every single time I was ever at their house, he would get annoyed in some way by one of the kids, and he would curse at them, tell them to get the fuck out of the room, shut the fuck up.
Wow.
The kids did seem to be afraid of Aaron a lot. He was quick to hand out spankings and yelling, so obviously there was fear there. He seemed to use his kids as like a tool to manipulate or get.
Yo, when you saw me, you ain't want no smoke, cause you knew what up. What are these people saying right now? Who is this person that they're talking about? Cause I definitely didn't see this person.
Get sort of his way with my family. He knew how important they were to my mother and father, and if they got upset with him or disagreed with the way he was acting or what he was doing, he would threaten, like, you're never going to see the kids again. He would use that with Heather, like,
what kind of threat is that?
Try to leave me, I will take the kids, you'll never see them again. I just feel for his children who have to grow up with that father figure in their life and not being able to see their grandmother and their grandfather before he passed, and any of their cousins or their aunts and uncle who love them, but we can't see them because he's choosing to take them away from all of us.
And so Aaron begins this
Let's
segment
go,
off
Mark.
with a big lie. He says, I was in Scientology until 2 years ago. Outright lie. He's been out of Scientology since 2009. He's been in communication with myself and Mike Rinder since 2009. 8 years. Acting as a mole and a spy in a Scientology company because it was paying him very well, and he didn't want to come a cropper with those people. So he pretended like he was a Scientologist, so he continued to profit
For
and get
real?
intelligence, which made it important with his idol, Mike Rinder.
Wow.
The next thing he says is absolutely false. He says, I'm the 16-year-old kid, or however old he was, and I'm going to this Scientology event. I see David Miscavige talking about what...
Yo,
what
that's
happened with the
crazy
IRS.
too at the same time. Like, it was a point in time where him and Mike was tight. Now that Mike is not even here no more, you can imagine how Aaron feel at the same time too. I know he's hurt. Like, man, I couldn't even get a chance to just make things right with him because they wasn't feeling you. Him or Leah wasn't feeling you.
And how it was this big, 30 years of persecution were overcome, and it was proven that Scientology entitled to exemption, and exemption was gotten, right? And he said, and I was watching it in awe, only to later find out it was all bullshit. Except the problem is, it wasn't all bullshit. Virtually everything that was said there, in fact, the entire thing was backed up by documents, okay? Virtually everything that was said there was true, okay? Like David Miscavige or not, like Scientology or not, what Aaron Levin Smith saw at that thing that he said were the false representations that then lured him in and made this whole thing fraudulent to him weren't false in the first place. They were true. So there's no story. If that's wrong, there's no story. And I'm telling you, it's wrong. So he wasn't lured in through false representations. And then, in order to, I guess, try to validate that they were false, they throw this chyron up, all in caps. The church owed the IRS more than $1 billion in taxes.
Wow.
End of quote. Well, Mike Rinder knows that's a lie. But Mike Rinder is
They've
just
been
a
lying
bag of
on the
delusion
church
now, so he doesn't even
forever.
register with him. It's a good line. The fact of the matter is we do know
Nobody
is
believe
that
you
Mike
no
is
more,
laying these
Aaron.
down, and I
Nobody
do know from
believe
firsthand knowledge that he
you.
does have knowledge that
You
these are false
lie.
promises. And we also know that he's been doing nothing other than for 8 years being paid to act as an authority to...
How you getting paid and you broke at the same time?
I know Aaron because he's married to my older sister, Heather. Growing up, Heather was a very, very dynamic person. She was a very go-getter type person. She achieved what she wanted to achieve, and she never let anything stop her. You know, when she had a goal, she would just work and work and work until she achieved that goal.
As
After
you
she met
should.
Aaron, she did seem to change.
Don't tell me
in
I'm
the
about to say,
sense
did he
that
change her?
she was not quite so dynamic. She did seem more withdrawn. When he would raise his voice or would snap or whatever, get upset, get angry, she
Now
would
you
just
snapping
kind of
on your
like
chick.
cower or just withdraw or just
Why you wilding on your
sit
chick?
and not do anything.
That's your business,
which
though.
was
That's your
different because she
business.
normally would say whatever she felt was correct or incorrect. So to see Aaron yelling at the kids and then her just standing there and just letting it happen was different. It wasn't a happy family sort of scenario. It wasn't like we enjoyed having him come over. There was a lot of tension and upsets between my parents and him, and between Heather and my parents regarding Aaron, and then him choosing to not be a part of our family.
My name is Anne Terzier. I'm the mother of Heather, Smith Levin, who's married to Aaron Smith Levin.
Okay.
They went to New York, and my husband was working on a property, and they came out, and he and Heather were helping Emery on the property, and it was just Emery was helping them get back on their feet. There were several instances when Emery was telling Aaron an area he could work and help him with. And
Trying to help him. That's what's
Aaron
up. Trying to give him some money.
Was getting confused, or he was somehow he didn't. I don't know what his excuse was, but he blew up right at Emery's face and yelled at him. Emery just goes like, "Whoa, what? I'm just talking to you. This is all we're trying to do. This is communicating what we're going to be doing here," and he's blowing up in his face. Then he comes back later with his smug smile and shakes his hand. "Oh, I'm sorry," but this happened a few times.
And he's gonna do it again.
Blowing
Exactly.
right in Emery's face, like that. Then when they came down to Clearwater, they were living with us for a short period of time while Heather had the first child, and there were some instances when Aaron had left the kitchen messy, and so Emery just said, "Could you please
Let me find out you're
Mind
not
you.
clean, Aaron."
put your stuff away when you're done, and
Wow.
put your dishes away?" And he blew up
Can't
in
even
Emery's
wash
face
your own dish.
at that, just right in Emery's face. And then my daughter was there, Katerina was there, and she's like, "Aaron, you don't need to get in Dad's face.
For
you don't
real.
need to do that." And then he got
Let
in
him know.
Katerina's face, yelling at her, and like, you have no right to interfere in this communication cycle. So we could see there was just a few instances of like he would snap. You don't know what he's going to snap at. It was one
He
time
knew what's up when he saw me.
he,
I ain't see no snapping going on.
his two little girls, he had two at the time, I think just two at the time, something was happening with them, and he picked the older daughter up and flipped her over and held her up like this and spanked her, just like with as much force as he could, spanked her, and I just held my breath. I'm like, this poor child. It's just, so at that point I said to Heather, "Aaron cannot act like this in my home. I don't want him acting like this in my home anymore.
real.
This is not acceptable to me."
It's not.
And when they were living with us, and when they would come over, for breakfast, and we had Sunday breakfast. It
bet
felt
you
like
he ain't
she
even
was
wash
on
his dishes.
eggshells. The children were on eggshells because they never knew what they might say that he would snap, that he would just start yelling and get in their face. So he's a volatile character. He's very.
He's a character
He's not
for
the
real.
kind-hearted guy that he comes across as trying to be this sweet innocent.
What's up, y'all? You already know this your Rockstar Wicked Rich. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and follow my channel. Want to support my channel? The link and all of the information is in the bio, alright?